Hey guys, so, your girl was hospitalized in Thailand. Don't you just love to see it? For those wondering, yes, this did happen within 2 months into our indefinite trip around Asia. It's fine. I'm fine. And by the way, this video is actually sponsored by Safety Wing, who offer amazing travel insurance, which, like, surprise, surprise, I actually use. And as you will see, I am well and truly speaking from experience in this video. But more on that later. Let me tell you about the time I tried to have a beautiful travel escape with my best friend and ended up hospitalized for 4 days. So Liam and I are going on a little weekend getaway. Just two pals on a admittedly very romantic island, realizing that everyone thought that we were in a relationship and on like our honeymoon, or at least a very coupley escape, and not just a gay man and his super femme bi best friend. Let me tell you, we were at Phi Phi Island on Phi Phi Don, and beautiful, absolutely beautiful. We went for dips in the ocean, we had some Thai food, we went for a little walk along the beach, and it was it was so good that I cursed myself. I just kept saying, wow, isn't this so beautiful? What a beautiful evening. And I actively said, if this was a movie, I would be telling you what a beautiful evening we've had, and then there would be like a grey cloud going overhead and some sort of like wicked witch cackling nearby, laughing at us, not knowing what was to come. Why did I say that? Why did I put that into the universe? But I was like, haha, lol, that won't happen. We've got a great day of hiking ahead. We've got 3 days on this beautiful island. What could go wrong? Now, look, where it went wrong is up for debate. I personally think it was a watermelon smoothie that I had, because the person who served me, I was just getting bad energy. And I actually said to Liam, I was like, I feel like she put normal water, because you can't drink the tap water in Thailand. And I was like, I think she put tap water into my thing, because I saw her pour water from one little pitcher and then water from another. And I feel like one of those must have been tap water. And Liam was like, you're being paranoid, which is fair. And Liam thinks it was this vegetarian food place, which we used to get fried chicken from, and it was so good. And so I've been avoiding it since then, but like, it's a life half lived, you know? Anyway, around midnight, I start, how do I say this? Just my body is not wanting to keep anything in, and so it's expelling it all from both ends. There's no other way to say it. We lost a lot of underwear to this war. We lost my dignity like several times over in this war. But like, what you gonna do? I feel like it's kind of like an initiation process to Southeast Asia. Like, it's gonna happen at some point. At least we got it out of the way at the start of my trip. After 4 rounds of having everything leave my body, I decided to stop being little Miss Tough Guy and wake Liam up and just get me to hospital. In true Fiona fashion though, when I was like on the bathroom floor, I brought my corpse up and got my phone, and I was Googling hospitals on the island, because you can remove every single piece of food and liquid in the millennial's body, but you can't take, how does this go? Like, you can't take the millennial out of the body that is rejecting everything. That's how that goes, right? Liam called an ambulance, which was iconic. This is what they look like. It's just like Thai island vibes. I was obsessed with it. When we arrived at the hospital, which by the way, obviously through my Google researching, I found like the 5-star one. When we got to the hospital, they took my vitals. I saw a doctor. They determined that like I wasn't dying. Oh my gosh, I don't have my medical report with me. But wait, no, I have a part in my emails because I had to send it to my insurance company. Haha. So my medical report upon admission read that I was pale, no jaundice, and weak, tired, which big mood. Honestly, that's my new dating profile. Pale, no jaundice, weak, tired. And once I decided that I wasn't going to die immediately, very reassuring, that's my insurance details. And because this hospital hadn't worked with Safety Wing before, I just had to like give them a quick cheeky call and be like, hey, it's me, someone with your insurance, I'm in hospital. Like, it's a weird call to have. Honestly, I was so out of it at this point, I don't really remember if Liam made the call or if I made the call, because I was just too busy being like slightly unconscious and getting an IV hooked up to me, which by the way, can you see this? This was weeks ago, and this tape from the IV is like still on my arm. Anyway, they asked me if I wanted to proceed with treatment before I got a guarantee of payment from my insurance company, and I was just like, yes, because I was suffering. But thankfully they got the guarantee of payment within like half an hour after that. Once they had all of my details and some drugs in me and an IV, they took me over to an elevator, which is a glass elevator, which why does any hospital have a glass elevator? And my body like rose from the dead temporarily to look out at the ocean, because this hospital was like seaside, and I marveled at the view that I saw. And we got to level 2 where they stopped us, and then they get out, have a small conversation in Thai, put us back in the elevator and say, we will give you the sea view room. Sorry, what? The sea view, we will give you an ocean view from your hospital room. Why is that an option? Love it. Anyway, they then take us into the nicest hospital room that I have ever seen in my life. Anyway, here's a little room tour that Liam did for me while I was, as you will see, just passed out in the bed trying to give a little peace sign to the camera. But here is our room tour. You took so long.
And this is where the music will start. Dun, 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 dun. Sync. Look at this funky lampshade. And here's our bathroom. Ooh, hello towel. Shower. Towel rack. No towel, the towel's outside. Toilet. Ooh, it smells good in here. Dun 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 dun. Royalty free music continues. Oh, there she is. G'day, Fiona. Couch for relatives.
Couch for relatives.
Air conditioning. The biggest fucking TV you've ever seen in your life.
Lena has Netflix.
Here's the patient. Here's the IV drip. Oh, that's a bit arty. And here is the fucking view. Holy Christ.
You go out there.
Yeah, it's on a private balcony.
My arm is so bent here. You may have noticed that that footage was cut real short. And that's because my body started to reject all food and liquid again while I was laying in the bed. So, look, the hospital room was glamorous, but my experience there was not.
I'm done. I'm done.
The first 2 days that I was there, I was really just out of it. Like, I was going through waves of pain. They ran a bunch of blood tests on me. They ran a stool test, which they had no trouble sourcing. Maybe another test. I was honestly so out of it. But they ran all the tests, and the doctor comes in within a few hours of me arriving at the hospital and confirms that I have a severe bacterial infection. So for context, this isn't like your typical food poisoning where like your body just has to get rid of it, it just goes through. They came in, I don't know anything about medical stuff, but I remember them telling me something about white blood cells, and I don't know if you can't have too many, you can't have too few. But I know that if they mention white blood cells being wrong, like it's bad. So we have a severe bacterial infection. And the first 2 days are just my body fighting everything off, but the nurses were so sweet. The care that I received at this hospital was incredible. And that's why I wanted to make this video, because I know the idea of going to hospital when you're overseas and you don't speak the language is terrifying. Like, I was there, I was like throwing up on the floor and I'm like, do we just see this out? Like, surrounded by my own, we don't need to, we can cut that sentence short. But like, it is a little nerve-wracking because you don't know what's going to happen. But I can confidently say that World Med Center, the nurses were so sweet. Most of them spoke like perfect English. There was one that gave me a little thumbs up every time I took my blood pressure. There was also one girl that complimented my hair, which I really appreciated because it hadn't been washed in many days and I had a massive fever and was just sweating a lot and it didn't look good. So I like that she liked my face for me. The doctor visited me twice a day. They kept me drugged up. Like, anytime I complained about pain in a certain area, they either gave me more drugs or explained why I couldn't have more drugs. The food there was like on a menu. Like, you got given a menu and you could choose what you wanted. I ended up having the same thing over and over because there weren't many veggie options. I'm in Thailand, what are you gonna do? They even talked me through cafes that Liam could go and get stuff from because I'm vegan and they just didn't have any options for me for breakfast. But yeah, they took really good care of me. I remember the first 24 to 48 hours were just dealing with the symptoms because I had a lot of nausea and I was having fevers and all of that. And once they got that down, they started to tackle the other issues more. Maybe they're doing it alongside it the whole time. Who knows? Moral of the story, it was some good care. I just can't get over like how positive of an experience I had, because obviously getting sick in a foreign country while on holiday isn't ideal, but like that view. Like, what do you mean? Also, they had a massive TV, which I could just watch. I mean, let's be real. That was one really interesting thing, was seeing what people watch when they're sick on Netflix, because it was just the lightest, most soft, pure content you could imagine. I just wanted to watch Coco on repeat. We made our way through a whole season of Yummy Mummies. And also, I need to say, shout out to Liam for taking such good care of me. It was really great because the hospital let him stay overnight with me at no extra cost. And I just don't know what I would have done if he wasn't there to call the ambulance and go buy me like really dry crackers to snack on and just keep me company, because that was one thing I really liked about the hospital, not having like set visiting hours, because my energy and my mood was like that. Like I could not decide if I was going to be human or not, and it was just so nice having Liam there to chat to and hang out with anytime my body was like, we will grant you this one piece of life. On the third, or was it the fourth day? Third or fourth day, the doctor came, cleared me to be discharged, and they gave me all of my meds in a little like medical bag. It was so cute.
I'm like checking out after I have breakfast. This is where my IV was with all the little tape things, and wow, I cannot open this. But they gave me this little pouch for like all my medicine, and they came in and like explained what all of them do and how to take them. It's just, that's adorable. Your smile is our goal. Nailed it, lads. Oh, it looks like it's got little hair. Looks like little pigtails. Oh, that's fun.
And then came the scary part, insurance. I've traveled a lot, and travel insurance is easily like the most important thing after your passport, because you do not know what's going to happen when you're overseas, and you don't want to have to go into mounds and mounds of debt just because, like me, you fall sick while you're on a tropical island. You literally just don't know what's gonna happen. Like, it's important. I shouldn't have to convince you of that. Because Riley and I are traveling indefinitely and to many different countries, we had to do a lot of research, and we landed on Safety Wing because one, it's just around $37 US a month, or around 54 Australian dollars, which is so affordable, and two, it's flexible. A lot of other travel insurances that I've used in the past, they're very, you have to say where you're going, what date, all that sort of stuff, but we are just traveling indefinitely. Hashtag digital nomad. And with this, you don't have to put in your countries or your travel dates. It's just like a subscription service, and you can have direct deposit come out. I don't even like look at it, I just kind of set and forget. You obviously never want to have to actually use your insurance, and before now, I never have. Like, I traveled overseas many times with insurance. I've never had to claim, and it's always stressed me out, the thought of having to claim, because obviously there's a million and one horror stories about people trying to claim with travel insurance and it not working out, but this was so easy. And I'm not just saying this because hashtag spawn, it's like I literally gave them my insurance details when I arrived at the hospital, and when I was discharged, the person dealing with all the insurance told me that she had sent them my medical reports and the invoice and what they need to do, and asked me to just jump on the phone and check if they were doing it, or asked if they could start doing it, whatever it may be. And again, this hospital had not worked with Safety Wing before, and it was tough because I'd already decided that I stand Safety Wing because I do love the service, and I'd already decided that I stand Willard Med Center. So I was like, please don't mess this up, guys, because I don't want to hate either one of you. So I gave them a call and I was like, hey, what's good? Can you make sure that this is happening? And they just told me that they had just received it 5 minutes ago and they were already working on it, and that they'll give me a call if there's any issues. I was like, awesome. And then less than an hour later, the insurance gal just comes over and's like, here's your passport, here's all your stuff, you're done, free to go. They just sorted it out between themselves. Like, I didn't have to chase them a million times, or even like once. There didn't appear to be, like, the hospital didn't come up to me and say, your insurance company isn't doing this or anything like that. It was just seamless behind the scenes. Liam and I just sat on the couch with a really pretty view, and that was that. Like, it was so easy. And like, I know how hashtag spawn this part of the video sounds, and it is hashtag spawn, but it was genuinely just such good service that I reached out to them and I was like, hey lads, what's good? Can I tell the people about this? And then we went on our merry way to catch the ferry. Didn't realize merry and ferry rhymed until I was accidentally a poet. Liam got a final pad thai from what he claims is the best pad thai in the world, and I'm still so heartbroken that my body was way too fragile to handle it. I got myself a bottle of water to put my little electrolyte drink in and some plain crackers, and we got on the last ferry back to Phuket. What a ride. Liam and I were planning to go back to Phi Phi Island, but I think now we're about to book it, but we're planning on going to KO Sok now. I'm so excited. I don't know if you've heard anything about KO Sok. You probably haven't, because it's like this unhidden gem. It's a hidden gem. It's a hidden gem, and it's an undiscovered gem. So we were going to go back because we genuinely loved it so much, but we've decided to try a new place now. So by the way, be sure to follow my Instagram to see all of our KO Sok adventures, because it is so beautiful. Thank you so much to Safety Wing for one, saving my ass when I got very sick on Phi Phi Island, and two, for sponsoring this video. I'm gonna leave a link down there for you guys to check out so you can find out more about their services. I always have an affiliate link. I genuinely could not recommend it more if you're a hashtag digital nomad, or if you're just traveling around. It just worked out really well. That's what can I say? Thank you to all of you guys for watching. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe. Please follow me on Instagram, like this video if you liked it, and leave a comment down below if you've ever been hospitalized while you've been overseas, because I want to hear your horror stories. I want to hear everything that happened, because I'm sure not everyone's experience is as beautiful as this hospital room, not as glamorous as this hospital room. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!